Hey guys, welcome to part 4 of the ReactJS Node.js ElasticSearch tutorial. So this part is about understanding and configuring Webpack and Babel. So Webpack and Babel are two other modern standards which we follow in making JavaScript applications using React nowadays. So in the last tutorial we made two file names, Webpack config.js and bundlemin.js, but we didn't discuss what those are. Let's go ahead with that. So number one, what is Babel? So Babel is a JavaScript compiler which helps you to write next generation JavaScript without worrying about its compatibility with the older browsers. So even though you have written your code using ECMAScript 6, you don't have to worry about it working on the older browsers. Babel will take care of it. So in short, it gives you freedom to write the code in the latest available versions of JavaScript. So let's install Babel. So if you see in the installation of Babel, along with Babel, I'm installing a lot of other components like Babel CLI, Babel Core, Babel Loader. So these are the other dependencies that we need to take care of, which Babel requires. So we'll install them alongside Babel. So I get here, I cut down my server, Control Shift V, npm install Babel, Babel CLI, Babel Core, Babel Loader, Babel Preset ES 2015 and Babel Preset React. Enter. So while these packages are getting installed, let's talk about Webpack. So Webpack is a module bundler. So just like Gulp or Grunt, but I'm using Webpack, you can use any module bundler. So all it basically does is compiles all your JavaScript JSX code and JavaScript code, makes it compatible to work with React. So in React we have something known as JSX, where you write sort of HTML-ish code. HTML-ish means you can put your JavaScript and HTML in a single file. You can mix them together. We'll see it in the coming videos. Then it takes care of all our imports and it bundles all our JS code to a single JS file, which is bundle.min.js. So whatever code we'll be writing in this dev folder, it will take all that code and bundle it into the source JS bundle.min.js. And the index.pug file will be taking only the bundle.min.js file as its source script. That's how you do it. So how to install Webpack? And it also acts as a watcher. So you don't have to rerun the command Webpack after every changes in your dev code. Your Webpack as a watcher will make sure that every time your bundle.min.js is recompiled whenever you do any changes in the source code. So let's install Webpack also. So all the Babel packages are installed. Clear. npm install webpack -c. So now if I go to my package.json, I see all the Babel packages being installed here and Webpack. Oh, Webpack was already installed here. We already installed in our first tutorial. Okay. So now that we have our Webpack and our Babel installed, let's go ahead and configure our webpack.config.js file, this particular file, to tell it to take this code of mine, compile it into this code. So there will be, in short, I'll mention an entry point and an exit point, and I'll tell it which loader it should use to load all my JavaScript code, or say I'm using SCSS code extensions for my CSS files. So take my SCSS files, convert it into CSS files, where to keep it. All those things will be defined in the webpack config.js file. So I take my webpack config.js file. So I'm just copying this code here. I'll explain each and every line and I paste it. So if I talk about what I'm exactly doing here, is I specified my entry point, that my entry point will be dev.js app.js. this particular file will be my entry point, because this file is going to be my parent JavaScript file, which will be calling all the components. By components I mean, because we have not got into React till now, all the other JavaScript codes. So this is my entry point. My output point will be source.js and the file name is bundlement.js. So it is telling, take this app.js, which is calling all my other JavaScript codes. So app.js, which was like a parent file, compile them and put it in bundlement.js. So this will be our output point. And it is telling to do so, use these loaders. Use the loader which is Babel, which we just installed. Exclude, while you are compiling the code, exclude node modules, this particular folder. Node modules, why? Because node module is just a package container for all the packages. We don't want it to be compiled. So similarly, if you're using say Bower in future to install your web packages like Bootstrap, jQuery, so that also creates a new folder called Bower_components. So you can also ask it to exclude that particular folder, any folder which you don't think it needs to be compiled, which is your source code. It's just a library or a requirement. Other than that, I'm mentioning the presets that I'll be using ECMAScript 2015. So ECMAScript 6 and ES 2015 is actually the same. Previously they used to call it ES6. Later on they changed the name to ES to 2015. Actually the year it should be 2016, but okay. And use React. And I also say watch true. By watch true I mean that every time I need to run Webpack once and I need to relax. I just need to run my NodeJs server and I'm all good to go. Whatever changes I do in my dev folder, that should automatically get reflected in my bundlement.js. Now let's go ahead and run it and test it if it is working. So if you see bundlement.js, it's an empty file right now. Correct? So I go to my terminal with my Webpack already installed. I clear the screen and I run the command Webpack. So if you see, it took all my code and bundled all my code to bundle.min.js. So right now, if you see, I have not written anything in app.js. App.js was a completely empty file, but still it has got such an existing code present in bundlement.js. So this is all the Webpack code, 50 lines of Webpack code. So this states that my Webpack is good and it's running. All I need to do now is keep continuing to write my code in app.js, and I will not close this terminal because my Webpack will continuously watch my dev code and keep updating my bundle.min.js file with all my changes in my entry point, that is app.js. And I'll start my NodeJs server in a different terminal as well. So nvm use version 4.4.7 NodeJs server.js. Now I go to localhost 3000, and because we have not written anything in app.js, it's still getting us hello from Hackavan, which it is getting from the index.pub file. So with this said, I've just explained in the get readme also that what each and every line of the webpack config.js file was doing. So we have our Babel configured, Webpack configured, working good. So now we can jump into our React code. So in the next tutorial we'll understand React and we'll understand what components are and try to write a small component for us. Okay, see you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.